Welcome to this special edition of the Leadership Advancement Mentorship Podcast, where we have the privilege of bringing you great minds, great leaders that tell us about their leadership awareness, leadership development, and how mentorship has effectively made them such a dynamic leader that they are. And with me today is someone I so much enjoy being with. She's so dynamic, she's so inspirational, and she's unapologetically herself. And join me to welcome Coach Ernelita Dacumos. How are you, Coach Ernie?
I'm doing fantastic, Dr. Koku. Thank you so much for having me. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing better than good, and
I
so
love that.
excited to have you. We've already had the privilege of bringing you and Coach Steve when we talk about the
Yes.
power of collaboration. We did two parts. We did a series, part one and part two. People really enjoyed that series. And then also we have the privilege of bringing you on the Authors Forum last month.
Yes.
Yeah, my wife really enjoyed it. She was enjoying listening to you. Yeah, she was listening to it,
Oh.
and I was really uncomfortable. Like she was in the kitchen listening. I don't like to listen to me when I finish. I just but she really enjoyed you. She was like, "Oh, you should have given her more time to talk." I was like, "I was just asking questions." So
Thank you.
let's talk about who is Coach Ernelita Dacumos.
Mm. I love that question because it's a very long answer if you actually think about it, but who do I see myself? I think I would answer it as who do I see myself? I see myself as an enthusiast when it comes to personal development and
Mm,
leadership. Why do I do that? Why do I say that? Because a lot of times we identify ourselves based on the things that we do, based
mm,
on the things that we're working on, and based on the things that um, we are passionate about. Like, say, I'm a doctor. That's an identity for us. I'm
mm,
a mom. That's an identity for us. But when
mm,
we're no longer doing those things, we lose that identity.
mm,
Right. But when I focus on the things that I love, which is personal development and leadership, I am an enthusiast. It's never ending. Leadership
mm.
and personal development is never ending. So I am an enthusiast when it comes to leadership and personal development.
Wow, that is awesome. You remind me of Simon Sinek that said he's an optimist.
Ooh, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that's the way he
definitely.
introduced himself, and you are an enthusiast. Wow.
Yes,
What about
yes.
me?
Yes, Dr. Cuckoo, let's switch this. Who is Dr. Cuckoo?
I would say I'm aspirational. Yeah. So
Oh.
I believe that we all have aspirations, and so I'm
Mm,
aspirational in the sense that I like to help people to fulfill their aspiration. Because to me, I believe every aspiration requires inspiration so that they won't experience aspiration. So,
oh, I
as an
love that.
aspirational leader, my goal is to help people to fulfill their aspiration. So, because aspirations are a gift from God, but
Mm-hmm.
until we are inspired, whatever we aspire cannot really come to fruition until we aspire. So,
Mm,
for us to inspire, you know, people is a big deal. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? So I like to inspire people. So I like to give people inspiration so that they can
Mm,
fulfill their aspiration. So the fuel of every aspiration is inspiration. So
that is
I
so
I, I want to
beautiful.
be known as an aspirational leader because I help people to fulfill their aspiration. So right back to you, Coach Annie. One thing I like about you is you are very, very unique, and you have this penchant for helping people, especially women, to be more
Mm,
confident. where does this come from? Is this something that you just came along? I remember reading the article that you wrote in the Made for More magazine. I just read the first few lines. I got so much really. I know I'm confident. I became more confident. Like, wow, this is huge. So yeah, so where did that come from?
Oh, definitely. Thank you. That's a very good question,
Mm,
Dr. Koku. Me wanting to inspire women all came from the awareness of I did not have someone to look up to in my journey.
mm,
So, and obviously, I'm a female, so I am focused more so on women for that reason. I
mm,
wanted to be that leader or that mentor for women that I did not have when I was young, trying to
mm,
figure out life, trying to learn new things. So, if I can show them the way, then it would be so much easier.
mm.
I hope that answer your question. It's more so
Well,
of
yeah, sure,
awareness.
sure. That's great. I'm gonna probe. We're gonna dive deep. Yeah, but there's one question I want to start with. When did you become aware of your leadership potential? Because I
Oh,
believe that leadership is for everyone. I have uh, something I'm working on called life, and
mm,
leadership is for everyone. It's a mindset. So, and our mentor, Dr. John Maxwell, wrote a book, and the title of the
yes.
book, one of the title of the book is "Developing the Leader Within You." That means you have the leadership potential. Everyone have it. So when did you
Yes.
become aware? The first step is awareness. At what age did you become aware of that leadership potential?
And that's all leaders are born, right? All leaders are born. But we are not all born leaders, if that makes any sense. So
Okay. Can
all
you can,
leaders
can
are
you
born.
shed more
We are
light
not.
on that? Yeah.
So everyone is born. You are born whether you're a leader or not, but all leaders have to be born first.
Yeah.
But not leaders, not what did I say? All leaders are born, but not everyone is born as a leader. Leadership is a skill.
Yeah. Yeah.
My leadership journey started when my previous employer, one of the bosses that I've had who became a mentor, asked me the question, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Hmm.
And I said I wanted to lead the team. Now, mind you, I have no idea what that looks like. I did not know that leadership is different than what is the norm definition of leadership.
Hmm.
But that's when I had the awareness that, you know what, I do want to lead people. Why? I did not know when. Oh, I did
Hmm.
not know then, but I wanted to be able to lead people. Now, was I a good leader then? I will be lying if I said yes. I did not
Hmm.
know what leadership looked like. I had a
Hmm.
very wrong impression of what leaders
When
look
was this?
like.
When did he have this question?
Oh
Is it
my
of
goodness.
recent, about
This
10 minutes
was
ago, 5 minutes ago, 1 year
this
ago,
was goodness. It was, I would say, 15 years ago.
15 years ago?
It
Oh.
was 15 years ago when I
Hmm.
asked the question, where do
Hmm.
you see yourself in 5 years?
Hmm.
And in that journey, I was actually, I obtained the role of being the leader of the department within 4 years.
Hmm.
But it's not the leadership that I do today.
Hmm.
So,
Wow. Wow. So
mm-hmm,
that was when you become aware of that. So through that questioning, and
mm-hmm.
you just start looking at that. Well, I'm so excited that you mentioned that, because when we talk about leadership, and so many people have a different kind of, version of leadership,
Yes, yes.
and it was just like this little 8-year-old girl, and they were coming from church,
Mm-hmm.
and so she was sitting at the back, and then I've said, Kelly. And so they were now having a conversation, and she now told the parent that when I grow up, I would like to be like that man. So they said, which men are you referring to? So he said, the men
Mm.
at the church. Oh, Kelly. So when you grow up, you want to be a pastor? He said, no. Said, then why do you want to be like him? Because I want to tell everybody what to do. Because
That is definitely not the leadership. I understand. I love that.
so she saw that the pastor would tell everybody stand up, everybody would stand up, including the adults, everybody would stand up. Okay, everybody sit down, everybody sit down. I said, oh, this is cool. So this is what leadership is all about. Oh wow. I want to be a leader.
I wish it is that easy, huh? I wish it is that easy. I love it. I love it.
So a lot of people still think like Kelly that leadership is telling people what to do. So what does
Mm,
leadership means to you, Coach Ernie, based on your experience as in
mm-hmm.
leadership? Uh,
Yeah. And the very beginning of my leadership journey, I had the same perspective. You know,
oh,
you're the
okay,
one
like
who
that Kelly has.
exactly, like you said. That's why I say it's a very wrong definition of leadership. It's really not what it is today. So, you know, the common misconception of you're the leader, you're the boss, what I
Mm,
say goes. That
mm.
was my leadership strategy
So it was a
before.
Kelly kind of leadership.
Yes, 2.0 in that matter. Yes. But realizing that I know that that leadership style failed drastically within the first couple of months of me leading the team.
Mm,
So when those things happen, there's two ways that a leader can go, right? Reflection, right? Reflection of what am I doing wrong? How
mm,
can I improve? And is there somewhere that I can learn more about leadership?
mm,
The other direction would be, well, I have the position. I will always be the leader. It will always be my last say.
mm,
And because I have been introduced to personal development, I have to accept it within myself to say, you know what, let me go ahead and take a step back and learn more what a leader really looks like.
mm,
So it's a matter of accepting, you know what, this is not working. One step is this is not working. This is not what leadership really looks like. Reflecting on the things that has taken place, what can you
mm,
improve on, and where can you get the resources to improve yourself. So
mm,
those are the first two steps that I had to take in order to really learn more about leadership.
mm.
One of the books that I love by Dr. John C. Maxwell is the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth, which
Mm,
speaks about yourself, right? It's your own growth.
yeah.
And the book No Limits, written by him as well.
Mm,
So those two books are very important to me because I, I have learned that in order to become a leader, you have to continuously grow yourself so
yeah.
that you will have no limits. But in order for you to continuously grow yourself, you have to have a plan for personal growth.
Mm,
So leaders have to had to lead themselves first in order to lead others.
ooh, you just throw me in my water. The reason why I
Lead.
mentioned that is the book I'm writing now, I'm working on and working hard to bring the book out this month. And
Mm,
it's called Leader, Lead Yourself, Unveiling
yes.
the Power of Personal Leadership. And
Mm-hmm.
so, because for a long time, I've written a book on effective leadership. I've written a book on servant leadership, but this one is on personal leadership. And I took my time to do so many reflection and see from my study and what I've seen from
Yes.
leaders. Like you said, one of my mentor and mutual mentor, and Elizabeth McCormick, and she has a
Yes.
brand called Fly.
Mm-hmm.
Must lead yourself.
Lead yourself.
Yeah,
Yes.
really. And the
Mm-hmm.
thing is this, that's where leadership starts from. It has to start with self, but it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
help with self. If leadership ends with self, it becomes a selfish leadership.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it
Exactly.
starts with self, but it doesn't end with self.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so that takes us to the next question. We've looked at the leadership awareness. When you how you became aware, it starts from somebody asking you a
Yes.
question, where do you see yourself being in the next 5 years? And it's also
Mm-hmm.
start from you transition from a Kelly kind of leadership of telling people what to do, of getting to really understand that leadership
Mm-hmm.
is not just about telling people what to do. Yeah,
Yes.
it's influencing people to do the right thing. So
Mm-hmm.
now, what price have you paid? to develop yourself as a leader? Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
What price did I not pay? Just kidding. But it's more so, what price have you paid? I don't see it that way, to be honest with you.
Mm,
I see it as I get to do it so I can
mm,
lead better. One very important factor of leading is having a mentor.
mm,
Having a mentor. Right now, I have 5 mentors. Dr. Koku is somebody that Dr. Koku is somebody that I look up to as a mentor
mm,
as well.
mm,
Do they know it? Probably not,
mm,
but I do
mm,
have 5 mentors that I look
mm,
up to
mm,
improve my leadership style, right? So
mm, mm,
that's one important, and also continuously investing in myself,
mm.
continuously growing and
Mm.
continuously
So how
learning.
do you do that? Because we want people to have an angel and just saying,
Mm-hmm.
mentioning the specific. How do you? Okay, let's make it so plain. How do you
Yes.
continuously invest in yourself every day?
Mm-hmm. So continuously investing in myself
Mm,
goes in 3 versions. One is continuously learning. That's reading books. I invest 30 minutes a day just mainly for reading books.
mm,
Um, uh, yes, reading books, or actually, that's not reading books, listening to audiobooks or reading books,
okay.
depending on the time, right? So you have to take your schedule into consideration. So
Mm,
listening or reading books, that's one of the things. Two is reflection.
mm,
Reflection to me is very important when it comes to leadership. Having that moment to stop and say, what did I do right today? What can I improve on? And at
mm,
the same time, when can I take actions?
mm, mm,
The third aspect to that is application.
mm,
When you ask the question, when can I take action? Application then takes place. Did I fulfill the promises that I've set for myself?
mm. So the first one is reflection.
Reading, investing
Re
in your reading, and then reflection, and
okay.
then application.
Application. Okay.
Hmm.
So just like some people say IRA, yours is RRA.
I love that. Reading,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
reflection,
yeah.
and
I
application.
speak in acronyms, so I will just have to put
Yes,
it
you're the
together.
acronym guru.
Yeah. So now we have and you reading, you
Hmm.
reflecting because it takes reflection to turn experience into wisdom, and then also you now taking time to apply. Dr.
Hmm.
John Maxwell said, knowledge is like a paint. Until you apply it, you can see the
Yes.
difference. So that's why application
Yes.
is very, very important. Okay, what other things do you do to develop yourself? You talk about 5 things. Did you mention
5 things.
five? Did you mention
Three.
5 things?
Three.
Apart from
So
the three
reading,
things, no, apart from the three
reflection.
things, yeah.
Uh-huh.
The other time you want to tell us about some things that you do apart from the daily stuff that you do. What have you
Hmm.
done to develop yourself?
What have I done to develop myself?
Yeah, to grow your because now that we are aware of that leadership potential, what
Hmm.
what kind of investment have you made in yourself?
It's so many things. For me, I'm huge when it comes to attending conferences.
Okay, that's
Um,
it. I hope
yep.
someone is listening to that. So
Yes,
virtual and
attending.
in-person conferences. Okay, that's
For
cool.
sure. Those are very impactful and very important. I've seen so much
Mm,
value in it. Those are huge for me. And at the same time, connecting with people
mm,
who are not people who
mm,
are gonna say no to your dreams, but connecting with people who are either going through the same journey that you have
mm,
or have gone through the journey that you wanted to
mm,
take, right? So
mm,
those are two.
mm.
Three is networking.
Okay. Mm,
Virtual or
mm,
attending conferences is different from networking. I just wanted to reiterate that
mm,
attending conferences, networking can occur when you're attending conferences, but when I say attending conferences is learning from those conferences.
mm.
Networking is another bonus when you attend conference because you get to meet people that are like-minded, right?
Yeah.
So that's why it's very important to me. So those are three. At the same time, learning from other people. I said mentorship earlier is very
Yeah.
important. Mentorship. Now, mentorship does not mean, I would just like to clarify, mentorship does not mean you are investing a lot of money to have a one-on-one call with somebody. It's not limited to that, though that is
Mm.
very possible and very open, right?
Yeah.
Mentorship could be listening to podcasts,
Mm.
right? Like this one, listening to podcasts,
Yeah.
continuously learning, continuously doing. So those are the things. And last thing that I have learned recently and I'm currently applying is being open to other content.
Mm.
Being
Like
open to
what?
other. So, you know how I said earlier that I am very enthusiastic when it comes to personal development and leadership. I have learned that great ideas actually come up with things that are outside the box.
Mm.
So when you say, I don't remember where I learned this, but one time I've read about something on, you know how banks now you can drive through a bank to get cash or conduct transactions.
Yeah.
That that idea actually took place from somebody who has gone through the fast food or drive-through tract on
Mm.
the fast food chain restaurants. And that's when they said, you know what? Why don't I apply this to my bank and say, have a drive-through transaction on my bank?
Really?
So those ideas take place not because you're limiting yourself on the content, but you're
Mm.
actually expanding the content that you're reading, and then just ideas take place from there. It was
Mm. Wow.
amazing.
That was awesome. That was what we call
Yes.
adaptation. That means when you take something from another
Mm-hmm.
field and
Yes.
you apply it to your field. Because I was looking at, I don't mind me, I read 10 books every day.
Yes, you do.
And the reason for that is just like, is I don't finish all the 10 books. I read from 10 books. I have a primary book I spend 30 minutes on.
Mm-hmm,
For
mm-hmm,
now,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
my primary book is Half Time by Bob Bulford. So
Yes.
that's Half Time by Bob Bulford. So that's my primary
Mm-hmm.
book. I spend 30 minutes on that. Then the remaining nine books, I spend 10 minutes on each of them. And the reason why I read this is like a buffet to me. I am learning from different great minds. And the reason for
Mm-hmm.
that is just like I want to reach my potential so that I can help other people. It's not about I'm not
Yes.
learning to show off. I'm learning to be a better version of myself so that I can help people to reach
Mm-hmm.
their aspiration.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. It's all about helping people. So
Mm-hmm.
I can help people if I don't have any fuel in my tank. As
Mm-hmm.
leaders, we are like you remember those big truck carrying gas.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
If a
Yes.
big
Yes.
truck is carrying gas and it doesn't have gas in its tank, it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter how much gas it's carrying, you won't be able to get to the delivery point. You can help people.
Mm-hmm.
You-
Mm-hmm.
that big truck is going to be stuck. And that's
Yes.
why, as if you listen to me today as a leader, your personal growth must be a high
Mm-hmm.
priority thing. And talking about personal
Mm-hmm.
growth, Jim Rohn said, personal growth doesn't come from perfection. It comes from
Yes.
persistence.
Mm-hmm.
It's what you continually do, daily that makes of you eventually. So having said that, and Coach Ernie, we want to talk about your book. You just wrote a book that just came out.
Yes.
So
Mm-hmm.
what is the title of the book?
The title of the book is Unapologetically You: How to Stop Shrinking and Discover the Power Within You.
Wow. So why did you name it? Why in the world did you give it that topic?
Yes. I wanted it's mainly like I said, I focus on women, right? It's mainly for women because a lot of times, and I'm sure a lot of women can relate to this, a lot of times we please the people around us. A lot of times we quiet our own opinions and just wanting to fit in. A lot of times we just wanted to be liked by others
Hmm.
and not having the confidence within yourself.
Mm,
I see it as a self leadership and a personal development books because, like I said, you cannot lead others without leading yourself first.
mm.
And the book itself is intended to lead yourself first as you are, not as what the society or what other people thinks you have to be.
Did you just took my concept? I said I'm writing a book for personal leadership, and I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Because
It's
Coach,
right.
Coach Ernie, really, I don't. This is so huge. Now you're
Mm-hmm.
talking about this. I've seen some leaders making
Mm-hmm.
mention of this, helping people to realize that it has to start with you. Can you share your
Yes.
story? What leads to that? Can you
Mm-hmm.
give us the back information, the
Mm-hmm.
the kind of like behind the scene information that led to you coming up with that topic? That's
Uh,
tongue twisting topic.
yes, very tongue twisting. So I was a shy introvert. I would say shy was a shy introvert because I have learned so many things within my role. I moved to in the United States when I was 17 years old, and coming from
That
a
was
third
70 years
world.
ago.
Yes, yes, if we're counting, I look at the calendar. Yes, who's counting anyway? That was 17 years ago.
No one is counting.
No one's counting. No one's counting. So, and I have a child heart, so it's really not, it doesn't show. I hope it doesn't show on my face.
That's what I just told them. That was 70 years ago. At 17 now, you 87 now.
Yes, yes, yes. And with that being said, coming from a third world country, I had this culture shock. I didn't know that it's a completely different world. I suffered from inferiority complex. I um, basically shut down and learned the stutter when I have to speak in front of people.
Mm,
So having those things and having self-doubt, always questioning. I love these questions, and it's always in my mind. Who do you think you are?
mm,
Why would they listen to you?
mm,
What makes you think you're good enough?
mm,
Questions that were always on my mind. And then when I was asked that question, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And all of a sudden, like I wanted to lead a team. Those voices came back. Who do you think you are to lead a team? Why would they listen to you?
mm,
What makes you think you're good enough to be a leader? So
mm,
those were the questions that I had. So I had to learn in accepting who I am, my
mm,
strengths, my flaws, the things that makes me unique are the things that I use to become an effective leader. And that's
mm,
how I have developed over time. Instead of saying, well, a leader should be this, leader should be that. I am leading based on what I have learned and based on I know who I am.
mm. So what have you learned?
I have learned that we are all, like I said, leaders are born, but not everyone is born as a leader. So if I want to lead someone or I have to lead other people, I have to learn how to lead myself first. How do I lead myself? I have to show with conviction. I have to leverage on the things that I am very good at, which is taking care of the people, helping others, like you said. That is one thing that a leader should have, having the passion of helping people.
Mm,
Why? Because being a leader is not to tell people what to do. Being a leader is helping them get to where they are,
mm,
from where they are to get where they wanted to be. How do
mm,
we help them succeed in their role, right?
mm,
Simon Sinek said this, a leader is not in charge, is taking care of their charge. So
mm.
that's what I have.
Those in your charge. Yeah.
Yeah, taking care of those in your charge.
Yeah.
And I did not know that at that time.
Mm,
But how can I take care of those who are in my charge when I don't even take care of myself? I don't even take care of the voices that I have in my mind.
mm,
So it's leveraging on the things. Self-awareness is one of them. So the book itself has 10 chapters. The
mm,
first, yes, and each chapter has a question. Do you know yourself?
mm.
Do you
Was that
know
the first
you?
chapter?
That was the first chapter. The
Okay.
second chapter is, do you know what you are meant to do?
Mm,
That's your purpose. right? And then do you know the people around you? Why is it important? Because the people that you surround yourself with actually builds your growth,
Mm,
right?
mm.
Do you love yourself? A very big question. Do you love you? Because, like you said, Dr. Kuku, you
Yeah,
cannot give what you don't have,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? It will reflect. If we
Mm,
don't love ourselves enough, if we don't take care of ourselves, that will reflect around outside of us. Do
wow.
you prioritize yourself? Do
Mm,
you prioritize you as chapter 5? What does that mean? Uh, do you spend time with yourself when it comes to growing yourself? Are you investing in yourself?
mm, mm. Those are real question. Are you investing in your really? Because the thing is just like, when people just hear investment, they thought that whole investment is all about I'm going to invest in my retirement account. The
Yes.
greatest investment you ever make is in yourself.
Yes.
To me, I always tell people that without investment, there's no
Mm-hmm.
guarantee for advancement.
Mm-hmm.
Every story of advancement is traceable to
Mm-hmm.
intentional investment. And that's why we talk about the price. I know one of the price that you pay was joining the Maxwell Leadership. That's an investment. The
Yes, it is
certification
definitely an
level is an
investment.
investment.
Mm-hmm.
When you want to aspire to be in mentorship, that's another investment.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be
Yes.
in the executive program, that is another investment.
Mm-hmm. This
Oh, all this
consulting.
investment, is it not too much? Now, watch this. If your dream is little, you don't have to worry about investment. Just take a nap.
Mm-hmm.
But if your dream is huge, so shall be your investment.
Yes.
And that is why there's a price tag to every dream. The dream is free, but the journey is not. You can dream of going to
Mm.
Paris. Oh, you did good. That's a good dream. But now, if you want to go to Paris, you have to buy a ticket
Yes.
to fly round
Mm-hmm.
trip. You're going to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
So, now in closing up with you right now, what makes this book unapologetically you different? And can you mention how people can be unapologetically themselves?
Um, there's
Yeah.
one thing that the one thing I want the audience, I want you, the audience, to walk away
Mm.
after reading the book is there's nothing wrong with you,
Mm.
but no one else is coming. No
Hmm.
one else
Can
will.
sorry, can this apply to male audience too? Because I know you are, I know you passion is for women, but please,
Mm-hmm.
because I like to read some women books too, because I
Yes.
believe knowledge is you truth are parallel. You can apply it
Mm-hmm.
to anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I wanted to share it in such a way that our male
Yes,
audience too, they can get something. How
for
or
sure.
is it only women that should be unapologetically themselves?
No, it's the reason why I focus on women is because it's who I am. I am
I
a
got you.
woman,
I
but
got you.
the content itself is timeless.
Yeah.
And I don't discriminate. Men, women, kids,
Yeah.
teenagers can actually benefit from this book.
Yeah. Because
Can
some men
really
will read it and give it to their wife. That's what I'm talking about.
exactly,
Yeah. Yeah.
exactly,
That's why I'm saying
exactly.
that. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of times when we say, well, they can do it better, or one day, i- if I have this, I will be able to do this. It,
Mm,
I want people to walk away after reading the book that
mm,
no one is coming. It will
mm,
take you and your efforts and your entire personality to
mm,
fulfill whatever it is that you have a burning desire to
mm,
do.
mm,
If you're willing to work on yourself, invest in yourself, develop yourself to be
mm.
unapologetically you because you have it in you already.
Wow. Wow. That's awesome. And I like the way you said it. People have it already inside of them. You just
Hmm.
calling it out. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. So where can people get your book?
It is now available on Amazon.
Mm,
So type in Unapologetically You by Ernelita Dacumos, and then you'll
mm.
be able to locate the book itself.
Okay. And for the sake of our viewers, we're going to put the link of the book on
Mhm.
this YouTube so that you can easily access it, so that you can get it. So, Coach, anywhere can people find you? I know where to find you. Yeah.
Find me here. So I can I can be found on different platforms. I do have a website. The website is surprisingly confidentlyu.club, since I am very passionate when it comes to confidence. I am also found on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. Those are the main platforms that I am on. So look for me, Ernelita Dacumos, or you can send me a message on Messenger as well.
Wow, that's awesome. And do you have any closing comments for our leaders listening to you right now?
I think the closing comment that I have is just what I said earlier. You have what it takes, but you need to get up and take action.
Hmm.
Start today. Don't wait tomorrow, because tomorrow
Wow.
is not guaranteed.
Wow. This has been so awesome. I want to say thank you, Coach Ernie, for the
Mhm.
value that you have brought to this podcast today. I believe as many people that we watch this on YouTube, they'll really be inspired, empowered, and become unapologetically themselves. Because I
Yes.
believe this message is so huge. So here goes our viewers. I believe this has been a great time for you. Like we always talk about, knowledge will not make any difference. It's like a paint until we apply it. So apply some things from what you got from this podcast and become the leader that the world is looking for. So till I come your way next week with another dynamic leader, don't forget, don't just learn, apply what you learn, because in
Mhm.
application is what transformation is rooted in. Thank you. This is Dr. Michael Koku signing off, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.